With my eyes I saw the sun. Sorry, I still don't say it. I just see it in my mind. It's coming. Here we go. Okay. Good morning, Unitarian Universalism Sarasota. Good morning. Please rise and by the act of the Spirit for our opening hymn. Come whoever you are. We are 2 weeks in a row. We're going to try around. So you're going to sing it first. No, you did great last week. I really was so impressed. And then after the first time around, we're going to start with this side, and then Klaus will give the cue for when this side comes in. Okay? Well, welcome. I am the Reverend J. Wolin, the settled minister here at the Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota. I'm so glad all of you, despite the rain, made it here. And even for those online, thank you for being here in your warm, comfy bed at home. We want to especially welcome visitors who are here today, both on campus as well as over live stream. We invite our visitors to participate in any of our events, and we welcome visitors to find out more about Unitarian Universalism and our congregation by going to our website, uusrq.org, where you can sign up on our virtual guest book. Or if you're here in person, we actually have a physical book that you can sign up on. And if you do, you will get our weekly newsletter that tells about the many, many, many events and programs that are happening here at what we call UUSRQ. As well, you'll get Zoom links for various events as well that are online. For after the service, we invite you to coffee and conversation as well. I believe there is a Rainbow Alliance potluck for those who identify as LGBTQ or those who support the LGBTQ community. Come and hear what they are doing and what their needs may be. What else do we have going on? Sign up. So there will be, I really highly recommend, if you've never been in a Chalice group, we do have a drop-in Chalice group, but Chalice groups usually run about 3 months. They're made of 8 to 10 people, and they really are ways, one, to get to know others, but also really to learn about others, but also to learn about ourselves and learning how to listen. So I really encourage that. So this week, and I think the next 2 weeks, there will be sign-ups out. I don't know where it'll be. If it's raining, it'll either be out in the atrium there or maybe in Lexowing. So please, I encourage you to sign up. And next, I have one more announcement of our Share the Plate each month. We share 100% of our donation plate and on the fourth Sunday. And this Sunday, it is with Planned Parenthood. And I invite up Danielle Singleton, the Deputy Organizer Director, to share a little bit about what they are doing.
Good morning, everyone. It is so nice to be here. Whenever I come here, I really feel like home. I've been here so many times and have so many friends and community members here that I know. So thank you for having me here this morning. As Reverend Wolin did say, my name is Danielle Singleton. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the Deputy Organizing Director of Planned Parenthood of Florida. And I have great news coming out of Planned Parenthood. So Planned Parenthood of Southwest and Central Florida and Planned Parenthood of Northeast and South Florida have merged. So we are one Planned Parenthood of Florida. So this is a very good thing. Next slide, please. We are bigger, bolder, and better. This means as one organization, we are expanding access to services across our health centers via telehealth. So every patient, no matter their zip code, will have access to compassionate, judgment-free care. We have streamlined our operations. Yes, you can clap that up. We have streamlined our operations and reduced barriers by aligning resources. We can deliver more coordinated, efficient care, take a more holistic approach that addresses the broader social and economic factors impacting our patients' health. We are a stronger, unified voice for advocacy. With a cohesive statewide approach, we are better equipped to advance health equity, protect reproductive rights, and meet the challenges of Florida's shifting political and healthcare landscape. And finally, we have greater opportunities to deepen our support. A single statewide affiliate creates new pathways to engage supporters, strengthen local partnerships, and foster lasting relationships that fuel philanthropic investment in our mission. Next slide, please. Our leadership, so Planned Parenthood of Florida is led by our CEO and president, Alex Mandato. She is a proud Latina mom and has been a transformative leader for Planned Parenthood for over 18 years. She's on the board of the Alliance of Planned Parenthood Affiliates, the National Affiliates Risk Management Services, and Planned Parenthood Action Fund Board. Next slide. These are the services that are offered at Planned Parenthood of Florida. And with this merger, we can now offer mental health care, sexual dysfunction care, and vasectomies. Let's clap it up for that one, okay? And that will be at certain health centers. So at the end, I'm going to give you all of our contact information, and you can look up where vasectomies are being performed. And we are also proud to offer prenatal care in the form of prenatal lab tests, genetic testing, and first trimester ultrasounds. And I also want to highlight, and one more thing, we offer menopause care, okay? No more suffering and silence. I'm in perimenopause right now. No more suffering and silence. You can come to Planned Parenthood. We will check your labs, get you connected with what you need to feel better. So know that we offer that as well. Right now, I want to highlight, yes, you can clap it up for that. I want to highlight, next slide, please, our gender-affirming care. This is something, unfortunately, with the government and all those things, it changes often. So I'm always going to tell you to call your nearest health center to see what is being offered. But we offer gender-affirming hormone therapy for transmasculine, transfeminine, non-binary, and gender-diverse adults. So we can provide estrogen-based hormone therapy, testosterone-based masculining hormone therapy, and microdosing or intermediate dose hormones. We can start or continue gender-affirming hormone therapy and provide referrals for gender-qualified therapy and resources if needed. If you are on hormone therapy, you can utilize the health center for ongoing care and monitoring. And please note that Florida law requires in-person appointments with the physician with informed consents signed for gender-affirming care unless the follow-up appointment is not changing any medication doses or treatments. Then it can be done via telehealth. So I will be here after the service. If you have more questions, I'll have some information that you can take a picture of that will have the latest on all of our services as well. Thank you so much for having me, and we as Planned Parenthood of Florida are very grateful to be recipients of the Share the Plate campaign. Thank you.
Just beautiful, thank you. Our next reading is a responsive reading, This House by Kenneth Patton, Reverend Kenneth Patton. This house is for the ingathering of nature and human nature.
It is a house of friendships and haven in trouble, and open room for the encouragement of our struggle.
It is a house of freedom, guarding the dignity and worth of every person.
It offers a platform for the free voice, for declaring, both in times of security and danger, the full and undivided conflict of opinion.
It is a house of truth-seeking, where scientists can encourage devotion to their quest, where mystics can abide in a community of searchers.
It is a house of art, adorning celebrations with melodies and handiworks.
It is a house of prophecy, outrunning times past and times present, in visions of growth and progress.
This house is the cradle for our dreams, the workshop of our common endeavor.
And as we light our chalice now, please join me in affirming the value of equity, which is printed in your order of service and on the screen behind me. We declare that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. We covenant to use our time, wisdom, attention, and money to build and sustain fully accessible and inclusive communities.
I feel very tall today. And I wanted to say, in your order of service, it has me and Reina doing this story, but life circumstances did not make it possible for Reina and I to get together before this. So I'm going to read the story, but look forward to having Reina and I do a story together soon. So today's story is What a Lucky Day, written by Jahar Awan. I'm going fishing today, and if I'm lucky, I'll have fish for dinner. Oh no, bad luck! A black cat crossed my path. I won't catch anything today. I'm going fishing today, and if I'm lucky, I'll have fish for dinner. Oh no, a raccoon! That masked bandit's gonna steal all my fish. I'll get none. I am going fishing today, and if I'm lucky, I'll have fish for dinner. Oh no, a frog! I hope I don't get warts. I am fishing today, and if I'm lucky, I'll have fish for dinner. Oh no, a stork! I hope he doesn't deliver any babies. This pier is already crowded enough. Look at all these tasty worms. I wonder how they got here. Guys, maybe? What a lucky day, they all shouted. Yay! You were not bad luck after all, Black Cat. Bad luck? Why would I be bad luck? Oh, I've always heard that black cats brought bad luck. Well, I was lucky raccoon didn't steal my fish. Hey! Why would I steal? I caught my own fish. The only thing I didn't catch was warts from frog. Excuse me? Warts are caused by a virus, not me. I'm sorry, Frog, said Raccoon. I'm sorry, Raccoon, said Cat. I'm sorry, too, Black Cat, said Stork. Hey, said Frog, let's have a fish dinner. Hooray! Eat up, there's enough for everyone, said Raccoon. Yeah, we're lucky Stork didn't deliver any babies, said Frog. No, I don't deliver any babies, said Stork. Wait, what? Why would I deliver babies? The end. So, while this is a simple story, it reminds me that too often we're told something in our childhood that sticks with us and forms how we think of others without really knowing the facts. Maybe we hear it once, or maybe we hear it lots of times until it sticks to us like super glue. But hopefully you are going to have an opportunity where you can find out that what you have always believed is not true, just like those 4 characters did over their fish dinner. But to get to know someone, you need to talk with them. So let's practice today, and really every day, by talking to someone you don't know and someone who isn't just like you at our coffee hour, which is in the Lexell Art Gallery right across the way. You never know, you might meet your next best friend. So now I'm going to invite any children and youth to join me and our new teacher, Ms. Kristen, in the West Wing as we learn more about each other too. Thank you.
Our centering in words today are from Mary Oliver, entitled, a poem of hers entitled Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies, and the deep trees, the mountains, and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself up to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. As we go into a time of silence, I invite you to contemplate your place in the family of things. So, last week I talked about we do have some rituals, and one of the things we do about 3, maybe 4 times a year is we recognize new members who have joined the congregation in the last few months. So I'd like to invite up our membership chair as well as our board chair of the board of directors, Linda, and our new members to please come up. And we have a little ritual that we do as a congregation. So please come up and face on the steps, top row if you're comfortable, and face the congregation. Okay. Wait, more coming. Oh, hey, Ollie. Not a formal member, Ollie, but he's certainly a friend of the congregation. There's somebody behind you, though. Isn't he? Okay. And if you need a chair, you can pull a chair around. Okay.
Now is the time during this service that we honor our newest members and their decision to join UUs of Sarasota. We encourage you to share with us your creative thoughts, your vital experiences in life, your doubts, and your dreams about what life and our lives together can be.
It is a joy to welcome each of you as members of the Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota and our community. Becoming a member of the UU of Sarasota is an important step. It is only a first step. I encourage you to grow your religious lives and to explore and share your unique gifts with others in the community. So will you journey together with us, sharing the joys and responsibilities of membership? If you agree, please say yes.
Yes. Members of the Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota, will you reach out to these people, in friendship, including them in our activities? Thank you. A vote of confidence.
Please, please.
Will you walk with them on their religious journey? Will you be open to their unique gifts and perspectives? Will you
You have something to say, just wait.
Will you extend a warm welcome, yes you are too, to each of them, remembering that each of you was once a new member?
We join.
You are a part of us, and we are a part of you.
Ours is a shared ministry to help each other find meaning in life and to build a just and compassionate life and world, working to fulfill the mission and vision of the Unitarian Universalists of Sarasota. Let us all now give our new members a great round of applause for joining us. Thank you. That's it. Well, I had a third page here a minute ago. Here we go. So we've just witnessed the joy, and I felt joyful when all of you were clapping. I did. The joy of welcoming new members into our religious home. Radical hospitality is not just about greeting at the door or in coffee hour. It's not just about sustaining a place where we belong, but it's also about sustaining the larger community in which we live. And it is in doing so, to point that out, 100% again of our donations today will go to Planned Parenthood. Your generosity will make all of it possible. We know they are in great need because of what has been going on with the government's attack on women's reproductive justice. And so we need to help them on our journey together in community. Let us now receive the morning offering. Please be as generous as you can. For those online or here with a cell phone, you can use a QR code or the link in the YouTube page. Let this sacred time begin. always have to make sure he's done. Yeah. Okay, our next reading is from David White called Self-Portrait. It doesn't interest me if there is one God or many gods. I want to know if you belong or feel abandoned, if you know despair or can see it in others. I want to know if you have prepared to live in the world with its harsh need to change you. If you can look back with firm eyes saying, this is where I stand. I want to know if you know how to melt into that fierce heat of living, falling toward the center of your longing. I want to know if you are willing to live day by day with the consequences of love and the bitter, unwanted passion of your sure defeat. I have been told that in this fierce embrace, even the gods speak of God. And now, one last time, speaking of musical gods, Fernando Traba. So the term radical hospitality, radical brings up many different connotations for different people. Some of you may think immediately of chemistry, maybe such as the term free radicals that describe the atomic or molecular species with unpaired electrons. Maybe some of you don't. I don't know. The first thought or image that came into my mind when I thought of the word radical is when Tommy Smith and John Carlos received their gold and silver medal for winning the 200-meter race in 1968. Throughout the whole national anthem, they stood with their black gloves on their hands raised high in a fist in the air, and they stood on the podium without any shoes in black socks as a protest to bring awareness about poverty in America. So my understanding or image of radical was a statement of defiance to power. Also, as a side note, what's rarely mentioned about that incident is that the silver medalist, Peter Norman from Australia, along with Smith and Carlos, wore an OPHR armband standing for Olympic Project for Human Rights, which was a group opposed to racism and particularly apartheid in South Africa at that time. And he suffered greatly in his home country for that and for taking that stand, and was not allowed to run in the next Olympics. So defiance comes in many forms, in many ways, by many people. What made Smith and Carlos's action radical to me in retrospect was because it was an unexpected act in an unexpected place that received wide attention to the issues that they were concerned about. And I think that should be, we were talking about in the forum today about how to respond to what is happening in the world today. And I think that in and of itself is an interesting lesson to think about. But this spirit of challenging established norms also appears throughout religious history. I think of the phrase radical in the terms in regard to the Protestant Reformation. In the early 16th century, German Martin Luther, along with Ulrich Zwingli from Switzerland, I probably mispronounced that, disagreeing with some of the practices of the Catholic Church, formally broke away and thus started what today we call the Protestant Reformation. Luther and Zwingli believed they were reforming Catholicism to what they believed its original intent was. The thing is, once you let go of the rigidity of what later becomes orthodoxy, that it leads people to explore truths for themselves, and it will inevitably lead to other conclusions as to what the original or foundational beliefs of the religion is. And very quickly after the Reformation, many new religious groups formed, some of which disappeared, and others whose ideas led to religious groups we now call the Mennonites, the Baptists, the Brethren, and the Unitarians and Universalists, among others. These new groups fell under the phrase radical reformation. Even for Luther, they were too radical. But they took the concept that Luther started with, and it took it one step further. All of these groups thought they were reforming the Protestant religion, which in turn thought it was reforming Catholicism. And that is the interesting thing about the word radical. Its etymology is from the word root, right? It means getting to the root of an issue. What is essential? What is the origin of the issue before it was corrupted by life, before it became fragmented, when it was once whole? So yes, in some ways, to be radical is to reform what currently is, to find our wholeness. Yet it sometimes requires us to try something we have never tried before, to find out what we are truly capable of. And yes, sometimes it requires us to have the courage to challenge, to radically challenge a system that fragments our societies, that is just to some and unjust to others, to radically challenge any current way of doing things just because that is the way it has always been done. to radically challenge any idea that teaches fear and hate as opposed to acceptance and love. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, when you are right, you can never be too radical. So let us take a look at what could be meant by radical hospitality. To understand the roots of radical hospitality, we can look at, in this case, I'm looking at foundational Christian teaching in the book of Matthew 5:33, which states, and I quote, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be children of God in heaven. For God makes the sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the righteous and on the unrighteous. For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet only your brothers and sisters, what more are you doing than others? Do not even Gentiles do the same? Be perfect, therefore, as your God is perfect." End quote. So I think it's interesting that the word perfect is connected with love. I've often said perfection is the enemy of greatness, right? If we look at the Greek translation of the word perfect, it can be defined as whole or consisting of all its parts, or in other words, inclusive. Right now, we can look at this in two ways. First, let's reread this with the word inclusive in it. Right? Be inclusive as your God is inclusive. And this makes sense in the context of what is being said in the text. Not just your family, not just those who believe the same things theologically as you do. Include everyone. Love everyone. This text tells me Jesus was a pluralist. Our Universalist tradition speaks specifically to this theology of love where no one is condemned eternally. And in our current Unitarian Universalist pluralistic theology, this is essential to how we remain in relationship with each other despite our differences on specific theological issues. This is the bedrock of hospitality, welcoming others into a caring, loving, safe environment where they can explore and share their thoughts without being judged. And this connects to our vision as we aspire to be a community where all persons can find belonging. Secondly, what is it that makes us whole? A Unitarian view of the world is where there is unity within our diversity, a oneness of all things. But how can we be whole if there are others who are suffering? How can we be whole if there are others out there who need to hear our message and have not found their way here yet? How can we be whole if we have fear or have disdain in our hearts for another person? Why do we fear people? Who is our enemy that Jesus speaks of? That's a really difficult question. Who is our enemy? I would argue often our enemy is within ourselves. Our enemy is our fear. Our enemy is our fear that because we are not perfect, we cannot truly be loved. Our enemy is our fear that because we are not perfect, that we do not really belong. Because we are different than what our society deems appropriate. Because we are different than what, and we think differently than what society deems appropriate. Our enemy is our willingness to accept ourselves for who we are. And what would it mean to be inclusive within ourselves, right? To accept ourselves for all of who we are, imperfections and all. And by doing so, we then can learn to accept others for all of who they are and their imperfections as well. Now, acceptance is not resignation. Acceptance does not mean we stop creating a just and compassionate world. No, just the opposite is true. Acceptance of ourselves and others leads to compassion for ourselves and compassion towards others. But some would say, Jay, should I show compassion for bin Laden or Hitler? Or more recently, there's been a big discussion about James Dobson, who recently died, who was very anti-LGBTQ. And some people imagine, universalists imagine that upon dying, he was released and he found love for all. Others imagine he was condemned to watching drag shows for the rest of eternity. Until he redeemed himself. Or you can pick the name of any current politician that you do not like. I can imagine in my mind, I am not telepathic, but I can imagine who you're thinking of. Now, those are good and difficult questions, but those are the wrong questions. It would be a marvelous thing to have compassion for those people, but let us start a little closer to home, shall we? Right? Let us start by having compassion for loving for each other, for everybody here, for loving our family, whether biological or chosen, loving our friends, loving our neighbors right here. Remember, Jesus said, if you love those who love you, if you greet only your brothers and sisters. So let us start there. Let us start here, if. Right? Let us show compassion to love to everyone here first before we worry about these national figures, right? Before we search for enemies abroad to love. Are there people who walk in our doors here today who feel they don't belong? Or people who don't even know that they belong here or don't know anything about us? Anyone who is walking in our doors is searching for something. They are searching for a truth they did not find elsewhere. They are searching for a community that will comfort them or inspire them to transformation. They are searching for a community to belong to, where they will be accepted for who they are and what they are called to be. Now, I've talked to so many members who have shared how welcomed and loved they felt when they first attended this congregation. So let us all act in a way now so that every visitor who walks in here now can look back on this time in the future and remember it the same way. So how do we practice this radical hospitality in concrete ways? Well, I know we all have our normal places and people that we talk to in coffee hour, but like Catherine said, I invite you to go talk with someone you don't know. And I know that's hard for you super introverts. I know it. But try it. I do not minimize what I am asking of you. It's hard. I know. But try it. It allows you to be radical. Let us test the limits of our hospitality. Let us go to the core of our theology as to what it means to be hospitable, to be whole. Let us do the unexpected act at the unexpected time. This is a first simple step. And then let's expand that radical hospitality to others that we know in our lives who we think might need our message. Invite them to join us. If you believe our religion has an important message, if this religion impacted you positively, if this community gave you comfort or helped you grow, wouldn't you want your friends and neighbors to experience it as well? And lastly, I ask you to be open to others who may be a stranger in your midst, who may think differently than you, who may look differently than you, who may be of a different age or culture, so that we may live into our vision of being a multi-generational, multicultural congregation. Be open to learning something new about others and yourself. For as it is said, revelations come to those who are radically hospitable to what they do not know. May it be so. Please rise, embody for our closing hymn 360, Here We Have Gathered. Our closing words are from Henry Now in Reaching Out. Hospitality means primarily the creation of a free space where the stranger can enter and become friend instead of enemy. Hospitality is not to change people, but to offer them a space to where change can take place. It is not to us to bring people over to our side, but to offer freedom not disturbed by dividing lines. It is not to lead our neighbor into a corner where there are no alternatives left, but to open a wide spectrum of options for choice and commitment. Please join me in extinguishing our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go forth, do good, be hospitable. Thank you for being here today. Thank you.